All right. Good morning, Manha, Lacey, and Amani. How are we doing? Good morning, Marco and Paul and Caesar. Give me 2 seconds. I will be right back. Good morning, Ivan. Anybody got any questions about the paper that I can answer while we're waiting for people to join? Please let me know. If you have questions, reach out to me. I want to be able to answer them. So, no questions about the paper, huh? We all feel very confident in our paper writing skills. What? The paper on a play, it's in the very, if you go into class, yeah, the RPA paper. Yes, yep, that's exactly it. Yes, it is basically a critical review of a play, is essentially what you're doing. It's pretty much the easiest type of paper to write. As long as you take notes on, yes. Yeah, you have until the 19th. So all you have to do is watch your play and write your paper. That's all you've got to do. Not terribly difficult. On next Tuesday, we'll be having a draft day. So bring your Paul, the exact layout of the paper is in the assignment. So this is not an assignment given by me. This is given by Uplift. Okay. So they have a very specific way that they want you to do the paper, right? They want you to do like where you introduce the paper, you do your criticism, and then you sort of summarize what you thought and what you learned. Okay. So please make sure that you're following those guidelines. Because, yeah, like I said, this isn't my assignment, it's from them. So we don't have as much sort of wiggle room as we would normally. But we'll be able to We'll be able to get it done. I'm just making sure that I have everybody here listed. Yes, I would love for you to do that, Jasmine. And that's part of what I want to do on Tuesday. If you guys bring a bunch of, you know, notes and stuff on Tuesday, then I can give you a bunch of feedback, okay? I will have a place where you can submit drafts, and then you'll submit the final version. Basically, it needs to be before Thanksgiving break, okay? Because I have to grade all of them over Thanksgiving break. So I would love that, Jasmine, if you would get it done early so that you can get feedback. That would be wonderful. Any other questions about any of that fun stuff? No? You feel pretty good about it? Right. Let me give you the link to the Nearpod so that everybody can get logged in. So please go ahead and sign into the Nearpod, and then once everybody's logged in, we will get started. And if you have any questions, let me know. Oh, we've got somebody in the waiting room. It's Jaden. Okay, again, here is the Nearpod. So go ahead and log in. I've got 10 people logged in so far, so I need to get another 9 people. So I'm missing Amal, Amani, Benjamin, Carolyn, I've got Caesar and Corey and Emma. Eric, I'm missing you. Okay, it hasn't updated then, Benjamin. Eric, Ivan. Nope, Ivan's here. Jasmine. Jaden's not logged in yet. Jermaine, Lacey. There's Manha, just updated. Saeed is in. Good. So we're waiting on a couple more people. I've got, it says 14, 15. Mani, I'm still missing you. Benjamin hasn't shown up yet, but I'm sure he's logging in. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. So so today we're going to talk about directing again, right? This is just going to add some more onto what we basically just touched base on with last class, okay? So first we're going to talk about core concept, and we're going to talk about high concept and the difference between the two and where they come from, what we do with them. We're going to talk about different methodology, right? Because obviously different directors have different methods. We're going to watch a scene from a play approached by 2 different styles, and then there's a homework and an exit ticket where you will begin to think about some things about what you would maybe do as a director. Okay. Okay, so number 1, concepts. Jermaine, go ahead and read this slide for me, please.
A core concept is something found in the text put there by the playwright. We've also referred to this as the theme.
Yes. Okay. So what was the theme? The theme of a play is what? When we talked about the theme of the play, what is that? Okay, Paul says the lesson, right? The thing that you're supposed to be thinking about after the play is over, right? Okay, so that's written in by the playwright, right? The playwright's the one who's like, what do I want people to, leave here thinking of? So the playwright puts in the core concept. This means that every production of a play, like every production of Hamlet, should have the same core concept, right? Because that was put there by William Shakespeare. So for those of you who are just joining us, here is the Nearpod link. All right. So every production of Hamlet has the same core concept. Every production of 21 Chump Street has the same core concept because it was put there by the playwright. It's in the text. Does this make sense? Yes. It's the same idea that, when you read a novel, right? Okay, now, on the other hand, oh yeah, sorry. So I want you to put in what was the core concept of 21 Chump Street. So what do you think the core concept of the play was? Okay. 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 We watched it in class, Jermaine. Were you not here that day? Yeah, we watched it. Like it was one of the very big first things. Oh, okay. One of the very first things that we watched in class all together. Okay, so you forgot, but you saw it last year. Yeah, we watched it at the very beginning of class this year too. Okay, but look at the answers that we have. There's definitely some commonalities here. So what are some of the common things that we have in here? Okay, school, all right, drugs, what else? Okay, all right. So this idea of I really like this one here. The core concept of 21 Chump Street was probably don't pressure yourself into getting illegal stuff to impress someone, right? Again, I'm going to post the Nearpod because I know there are some of you that aren't in here. Don't ruin your future doing something reckless for a person's affection. Don't sell drugs, okay? But we all have we're all circling around this same idea of a core concept. Every production of 21 Chump Street has to include that core concept. All right, good. So now we're going to move on to high concept. Manha, can you read this for us, please?
A high concept is something that each director adds to a production. It may be to change how the play is staged, alter how it is cast, edit the script, or do the play in a way it has never been done before. This is why each production of a play is unique.
Thank you. Yes. So the high concept the director brings to the table. And there's lots of different ways that you can do a high concept, right? And I've listed a few examples, but there's other options as well, right? Put it in a new place, change the way that it's cast. When you edit a play, sometimes that is a high concept. And then doing the play in a way that, as far as you know, has never been done before. So while every production of Hamlet has the same core concept, each director of Hamlet adds their own high concept to the play. Is this clear? Yes? Okay. All right. So thinking again about 21 Chump Street, what kind of high concept might a director apply to a play like 21 Jump Street? So what kinds of things could a director do? Yep, go ahead and put it in the Nearpod. Okay, so the themes of drugs in school, but that's a core concept, right? That's a core concept. So we're talking about high concept now. So what could a director do? Now, again, look at the examples. I'm going to go ahead and go back. Look at the examples here. Alter how the play is staged. Alter how it's cast. Okay. Do the play in a way it's never been done before. So think about those. More background characters. Okay. More people. Different environment. Romance. Okay. Okay, so I think we're still confused. The high concept, so people who are saying like giving the message to the drugs about, or in the audience about drugs, that's the core concept. Okay. We can't, that's not part of the director's concept. So let's think about, what did we see when we saw how 21 Chump Street was cast? Could you do something different with how you cast it? Okay, change the roles. Okay. All right, so switch the genders of the roles. That's a good example, Jaden. Now, some of the things that we're talking about, like changing the script, we can't do that, right? Why can't we do that for a play like 21 Chump Street? Yeah, Marco, that's a good one. Why can't we change the script for a play like 21 Chump Street? Well, it does take away the core, but there's actually a legal reason. it doesn't belong to us, right? The play belongs still to the playwright. It's not public domain. So we can't, yeah, copyright. So we can't change the lines, right? But what we can do is change the way that we do the scenery. You could do a really realistic set if you wanted to. Remember that in the production that we watched, they had the band on stage. We could do that in a different way. We could maybe have the narrator being played by a woman instead of a man, right? Or like we talked about, what if the guy is the undercover police officer? What would happen then, right? What if one of the friends, right? We had the 3 guy friends. What if one of them was a woman? Okay. So how would that change? How would that add a concept? If we made it like that if we change, let's say the main guy and lady roles, if we flip those. What would that do? Change how the lighting, how the characters move? That's good. Okay. We could try to make it more realistic. Okay. We could also try to show that it's not just boys who sort of have this issue, right? That this happens to girls too. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, thank you, Marco. Into the implications. Yes. Yes, okay. Make the set look more realistic, more like a real high school, maybe. Does that make sense? So does that help with the difference between core and high concept? So every production of a play, every production of Hamlet has the same core concept. I think it'll be easier when you see the 2 examples that we're going to watch, because they're very, very different. Okay, so let's talk now methods and methodology. Paul, can you read this slide for us, please?
Each director has their own way of approaching a production, and it often changes the longer you work in theater. All directors, however, have to begin with the script. What does the script call for? What do you have to do with the play? When you know this is your imagination can take over.
Yeah, so what do you have to do the play, right? So when we read the Girl Scout play, do you guys still have that scene? We go in Schoology, it should still be in, where is it? I'm looking for where the Girl Scout scene is in Schoology. Let me pull it up on my Google Drive and we'll go over it together. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. So I'm going to read this. And as I read it, I want you to tell me, put in the chat, what you have to have in order to be able to do this scene. Consumption, New Jersey. A girl, Mandy, enters holding 50 boxes of empty Girl Scout cookies. She is paranoid. She throws them to the ground. A boy with beautiful hair, Burton, enters. All right, so number one, we have to have a bunch of Girl Scout cookie boxes, right? Empty Girl Scout cookie boxes. So that's the first thing. Mandy's very first line, shut the door, you idiot, shut the door, you're letting in the light. What do we have to have then? A door, yes, and then like a light from outside. Good, okay. So then she says, you know, I thought we were going to watch ice skating and hold hands. So when he says watch ice skating, what does that imply that there is? A TV. Good, okay. So then they're talking, right? They're talking. And then finally we get to a garage door open. So we have to hear a sound, right? And then it says, the door to the kitchen opens just as they finish and jump onto the couch. So we need what? Okay, good. So those are the things that we have to have according to the script, right? So that's what we start with. Now, once the director knows those things, right? That's what you have to do the play. Then, once you know that, you can start to let your imagination fill in the rest. So we know that in this living room, we have a couch, we have to have a TV, we have a door, and a door to the kitchen, right? And that somewhere there's a garage. So what optional stuff could you maybe put into this room? What could you add? Pictures? Yeah, decorations, sure. What else? Windows, yep. You could do that. Anything else? What do you have in your living room that you could put in this living room? Spiders? A PlayStation, okay. Maybe like a coffee table? Is there another place to sit? Yeah, blankets. What's the TV on, right? Is it on the wall or is it on the is it on like a what do they call entertainment center? Yeah, there's got to be a door to the kitchen, shelves. Okay, you get the idea, right? You can really fill it out. TV stand. Thank you, Ivan. Yeah. So you can really fill it out how you want it. Okay. So you just have to know first what you have to have, and then you can add in other stuff that you think would be nice. All right, good. So the 3 common directing methods. Number 1 is collaborative. A collaborative director is the type of director who works with the actors to figure out things like what the characters are doing, where they go, what their blocking is like. All right. This kind of director is often found in educational settings where we're also trying to teach acting, right? It's also very popular in like sort of younger directors because they can get a lot of information and help from the actors, right? And they make decisions together. A pre-planned director comes to the first rehearsal and they already know what they want the actors to do for all of the blocking. So they usually spend the first few like rehearsals actually going through all of the blocking on stage with the actors. Then we have the third category, which is not really a category because it's something that you kind of have to earn, but you have an auteur, a very well-known director who is pretty much given, you know, all the money that they want with artistic liberty or artistic and creative liberty. Okay, so that's sort of the people who are like the very, very top, right? They've proven themselves, and everybody really like believes in them. They trust them, and they can do pretty much whatever they want. Any questions about the three of those? Okay, so then what kind of director do you think you would be? All right, the results are coming in. We've got 2 collaborative, 2 pre-planned. There's no wrong answer. I'm just curious what you think that you would prefer to do. All right, lots more of collaborative. I need 7 more people to participate. So what do you think? Which one do you think is more your style? I'm waiting on, oh, there goes Jasmine, Jermaine, Amani, Amal, Lacey, Jaden, Carolyn, and Sundus. What do you guys think? What do you think that you would be drawn to? Would you rather have everything planned out ahead of time? Or are you the kind of person who would rather work with the actors and come up with stuff together? Again, this stuff is, you know, remember your Nearpod stuff. This is now your participation points for the classes, okay? So if you have not participated, your time's running out to get your participation points in because I'm going to go through this after class. Okay, good. It just hasn't shown up on my side yet. Yep, I see it now. I haven't heard from Amani, Amal, Jaden, and Sundus. Everybody else is in there. So it looks like collaborative is leading the way with a few people picking pre-planned. All right, so everybody but 2 people have answered, so that's pretty good. We have to, oh, we got all but 1 person has answered. Okay, great. So it looks like a lot, mostly collaborative, like 70, almost 75% collaborative, 25% pre-planned. So very cool. Okay, so we're gonna watch the opening scene from Tartuffe, about 5.5 minutes of each version. And you're gonna see some very different choices. So I want you to note some things that you see that are different in how they approach this play. So note the set and costumes, the acting style, and the way that they use language. All right, go ahead and hit play. The first one takes 5.5 minutes. wait one more minute just because I know some people probably started late. Okay, so that is our first version. If you didn't get through the whole thing, you had a good idea, okay? Now let's watch our second one. This one again, go ahead and hit play. It's about 5 minutes. All right, let me know when you are done with that scene. Okay. All right. We'll wait one little bit more. Okay, so you can see quite a difference, right? So I want you to go ahead and talk about at least one major difference between the two scenes. Okay. Okay. Go ahead and put it in the Nearpod, Marco, but that's I think that's valid for sure. So I want to hear something from everybody. Some of you are still not in the Nearpod, so you're not going to be able to get points for today. Okay. Okay, we've got some people noting the gender, some people noting the stage. So this is some practice for your paper, right? Okay, good. Okay, good. We've got some people commenting on costumes. Okay, go ahead and come back in, Benjamin. Okay. Oh, chaotic. Yeah, the movement is very different in the first one, right? Okay, so we're looking at tone as well. The tone of the two are quite different from each other, right? So they're both using the same script, remember? Okay, can you explain, Jane? You said the feel of it. What about that? Okay, good. Okay, so we're talking about stage design, costuming, good. What about how they use the language? What did you notice about that? Anybody notice the accents that they're using? Again, I want you to think about this as, how, if you were going to write a paper, right? It's the same script. It's got the same core concept, right? But what is the director doing with high concept? They're extremely different, right? So for the first one, what kind of high concept do you think they were using for that one? Where do you think that play is taking place, the first one? Does anybody have any idea? Where or when? We've got people talking about movement now. That's good. So the first one really is more of like a like a 20s sort of feel, right? Where the costumes are very sort of 1920s, sort of flapper, right? The movement is very stylized. The accents are mostly French, right? We did have the mom, the grandmother character being played by a male, okay? But he's playing the character as a woman, right? Then in the second one, it's very more like a traditional production. Which one do you think feels more like a comedy? The first one or the second one? Because Tartuffe is a comedy. The first one? The first one, yeah. Now, of course, a big difference too between these two productions. Did you think, were they both done by professional troops or no? No, right? Which one's done by a professional troupe? No, the second one is not done by a professional troupe. The second one is done by a college, I believe. So the second one was done, yeah, by a college. The first one is by the Fortune Cookie Theater Company, which was from a South African national tour. So here is the link. If you were interested in the first one, here's the link to it. But so this is this is a thing that's happening now. South African theaters are becoming very popular. Oh, I didn't realize I didn't have my video on. Very popular for doing these brand new takes on plays by people like Tartuffe and Tennessee Williams, and then going on these international tours for them. Okay, good. So here is your homework. I want you to read I Can't Think of It Right Now by Nick Sagoni, which is in the folder for today's class. Yeah, Benjamin, you can use this for your project if you want to. Absolutely. If you want to write about that version of Tartuffe, that'd be great. There's a lot there, that's for sure. So if you look in the folder for today's class, the play, I Can't Think of It Right Now, is in there. It's a very short play. I think it takes about 15 minutes on stage. So I want you to read that, and I want you to write down what you think the core concept of the play is, and what kind of high concept you think that you would want to do if you directed that short play. Okay? Well, yeah, it's probably blocked on campus. You'd have to probably wait to watch it off campus, because most YouTube videos are blocked for students now, okay? So your homework is, I can't think of it right now. It's in the folder. It's just a PDF. You'll read it and then write down the core concept and a high concept you would like to bring. What else do you need to do this weekend? Somebody remind me. What else are you doing this weekend for this class? Yes. So at the very least, watch your play and take some notes, okay? And just remember that the more complete of a rough draft you can bring to Tuesday, the more help I can give you, all right? Okay, so your exit ticket is in Schoology. You've got 5 minutes to do it. And once you're done with the exit ticket, if you don't have any questions, that's it from me for today. And I will talk to you on Tuesday of next week. Oh, why? Why? I thought I even saw that people submitted it. But I must have imagined. Okay, let me fix it so that you can submit. Yeah, I know it's not accepting things. It's because I import it from the other class. Edit. Hey, it says that it is. Why? All right, it is enabled. So go ahead and submit your exit ticket, and then I will talk to you next week on Tuesday. Email me if you have questions. I will not be answering emails on Sunday because it is my father's birthday and I will be with him that day. So you email me on Sunday, you will hear back from me on Monday. So do the exit ticket and then I will talk to you on Tuesday. There should be. I'm getting results from other people, Amani, so I don't know why you don't see anything. 2B, class content, 1113. And then the concepts and methods exit ticket. Yep, once you're done, you can leave. Okay, all right, good. All right, friends, I'm going to go ahead and close the room. Have a good day, and I will talk to you next week on Tuesday.